to the 90s.
What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Reports. Got another battle report for you today. It's the Wicked DT 2023 round number 4, guys. What is going on? It's your boy James Silva here with another battle report. And guys, yeah, day 1 at Wicked, I didn't do so bad, right? I had a big win, a small win, but then I had a big loss against Neil Hamilton, as his name says on the new recruit. Now, going into day 2, I do have to play against CJ. Now, CJ, if you guys have been keeping up with my battle reports, I fought CJ at Masters, I fought CJ at Fergus's house, and there was one more other time that I fought CJ. Wasn't there? I don't know. But, was that how it goes? I think that's what it was. I had the game with CJ at Fergus's house. He smoked me, and I mean he ran over my whole army, and that was before, I want to say before Buckeyes and ETC last year. Then I played him again at U.S. Masters in February, and I had a pretty big win. I don't remember if it was a 20-0 or if it was just like a 15-5. I do know I took the objective on him. But this game right here, this is our tiebreaker. He has one win, I have one win. Let's see what happens. At the end of round 3, Joel Flint and my brother had that game in round 3, and my brother lost to Joel. And Joel, basically, like I said, is the guy who ended up driving us there. So Joel is in 4th place. Now, the thing is, Joel cannot play against Neil because they already played and they tied. Neil's at 48 points, Joel's at 46. Pablo is on Neil's ass, but basically Neil's going against Derek this next round. If he could handle Derek, Neil is sitting pretty at that top spot. My brother dropped down to 9th place because of that loss. I think he got maybe 5 points. I want to say that. I'm going to check in a second. He got 4 points. So my brother dropped down to 9th place, which puts him against Jeff Durham, which my brother was just like, I don't want to fight Sylvan Elves. Jeff's playing Sylvan Elves. I'm going ahead and I am playing against CJ. You already knew that. Who's playing Ogre Cons. Let's go over my game. Let's go over his list. Let's see what happens. Oops, wrong match. This match. All right, for his list, here you go. CJ has a Shaman of Shamanism. He has a Shaman of Pyromancy. He has his Great Khan with Destiny's Call and Kagadai's Legacy with a Rampager Chain. He has a BSB with the Ether Icon, Essence of Mithril, and Crown of the Wizard Queen with Troll Leader. He has 8 Bruisers, 8 Tribesmen, 6 Mercs, 4 Tuskers, the Tiger, these Trappers, and a Frost Mammoth. It's pretty straightforward, I want to say. Pretty straightforward. Now let me go ahead and pull up some pictures here because I was not prepared, apparently. Here we go. Alright, let's go over what we have here. For magic, I ended up taking Bring the Pain, Flaming Swords, Pyro Flow, and Fireball. I have come to the conclusion that I end up in combat with CJ more times than not, so I took the Bring the Pain and Flaming Swords. I ended up getting Healing Waters on Koopa. I don't know if this comes in play or not. I forgot, to be fair. Over here from his magic spells, he got Altered Sight, Pyroclastic Flow, Cloak of Cinders, Fireball as a bound spell, the Children of Umi, Awaken the Beast, Swarm of Insects, Break the Spirit, and Savage Fury. I do know how much he enjoys doing Break the Spirit, and he that's why he loves his little shamanism. Alright, here's a picture of CJ. He's ready to go ahead into combat here. Now, I have to go ahead and skip a couple pictures to see who goes first. It looks like I go first. So he won the sides. He picks that side. He gives me... What does he give me? Water, I guess? Looks like it's hold the center. Excuse me. Yeah, it looks like it's hold the center. So I go ahead and I drop... Oh, it's counter thrust. I could tell by the pig pushing my guys back. So it is counter thrust, hold the center, and as you can see, I go ahead and I put Koopa on one flank with Ruckus. I haven't really paired them up too much together. I should more often, but basically putting like double monsters on one side is just, fun. Unfortunately, there's nothing to stop on that side. Go ahead and I put my BGKs on the left side, and then I go ahead and I put my trolls in the center. Savages in the center. Savages are working on trying to hold the center. I put both the units of my chariots in the center, and I put my K-Pack on the right of Zod, and my goblins in the water. My boar boys are off on the right flank. Now, since it was counter thrust, I kind of got an idea to see what he was dropping where, so I knew basically I was safe putting one unit or the other on the other side. When I ended up doing with the Grotlings, I put the Grotlings up here towards his scraplings. And my goal here was to chaff his Tuskers. If I could chaff his Tuskers, that's great. Tuskers are fast. Tuskers are dangerous. He does have paired weapons on his Tuskers, which I find kind of odd. I like the great weapons a little bit better. I think they're just a lot more devastating. But it depends if you want them as a shredder or a crusher, more or less. And my goal here is just, like I said, just to hold him up with the Grotlings for a turn, to let the K-Pack do their thing. In the meantime, I have to get rid of his trappers, and the boar. Okay, the saber tusk. All right. As you can see, that's how that looks. The Buckeye battle objective is really just his trap. He put the trap in the fields, and that is his army. Here's some pictures. And let's go into turn one. Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn one. I go ahead and I move up. I move Koopa on the flank, out of his line of sight of his mercenaries. I put Ruckus up there. I want to say that we called, I don't know if we call that ruins or if we call that impassable. If it's, it looks like it's ruins based on how close Ruckus is. I think we just rolled off for it though. Go ahead and I move my trolls up, move the chariot up. I had a couple good names for the chariot last round. I had the Ramshackle 2500. I do think that one made me laugh. That one really made me laugh. But honestly, I'm thinking about something more on the giving credit to where credit's due from the Macho Man himself. So it's either going to be like Macho or Savage. I could just make it the Savage Ramshackle. Anyways, go ahead and I move my savages up. I go ahead and I put my General Zod in the K-Pack there. And I think I failed a march check on the Grotlings, so the Grotlings don't move too much. Magic, go ahead and I get a 5 on the Flux. And first thing I do is I do a Flaming Sword onto my BSB unit. The Blaze, I end up burning off one of these guys here. I think I shoot into his... Well, let's go in order. I shoot here into his pig, kill off one pig, causes a panic on his trappers. Trappers start running away for the closest unit, which is the Grotlings, and they run this way. So now his Tuskers are trapped double. Over here, I start shooting into the Mammoth with the Flaming Sword. I end up getting 2 wounds off there, and that's going to start off turn 1. Ogre cons. Ogres! Going to be turn 1. He's measuring. I left him no charges. No charges whatsoever. You can see there's a difference of like 17 inches here for the Savages, and it looks like Koopa's out of line of sight there. So he's going to go ahead and just move up. And this ruler right there in this picture, I'm going to use it to scratch my back right now. He moves up with his mercenaries on the left. Actually, those are the tribesmen. Tribesmen on the left. To deal with Koopa. I'm actually okay with that fight. I'm not really worried about it. And then, was it like a fail charge? I think he might have tried to charge into the Ruckus and just fail. I don't know what that is. Or he just moved. I think he just moved. But he does no charges. He's going to go ahead and move. That's how much he moves, though. I think he's afraid of charges all around. Magic got an 8 on the Flux. Goes ahead and he does Swarm of Insects onto my Savage Ramshackle. If you guys want to put more names down, I'm glad to hear them. Alright. He ends up getting Children of Umi off on these mercs here. He doesn't want me to shoot wounds into them. And that's it. It's going to start off Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn number 2. He didn't see this. I saw it. Basically, Koopa could skim right by his tribesmen and barely touch the tip of that mammoth. If I touch the tip with the flank charge, I could overrun into the flank of his mercs. If I overrun into the flank of his mercs, I could overrun into his bruisers. So I charged that, and he's like, oh, shit. The charge wasn't far. I think I need like maybe a 7 on the dice. I want to say that's what it was. So he's just like, fuck that. I'm going to flee. So he flees with the fucking mammoth. Boo, 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 boo. Koopa redirects into the flank of the mercs. Now, I think it's like more like an 11 to get in. He's like, okay, he's just going to have to deal with that. In the meantime, I charge Ruckus into those tribesmen. They terror failed and ran away. Okay. Ruckus is going to go ahead and redirect into those mercs. I might as well continue. I put my trolls into the fucking mercs, and I go ahead and I put my boar chariot into the mercs. I'm like, I'm just going to blow up these mercs. As you can see, there's one unit fleeing, the other unit's fleeing. I'm just going to kill these mercs, right? So, what ends up happening... Oh, I'm not done. I'm going to charge these grotlings into the newly rallied trappers. I'll take all the DTs of the grotlings. I can give a flying fuck about those. The grotlings are going to go ahead and get the wounds here. Alright. So they get in. They take 2 wounds from the dangerous trains. Now, here's how this works. The trolls make it. It was pretty easy. Chariot makes it pretty easy. Ruckus makes it pretty easy. Now Koopa's the one who started all this trouble. He needed a 7 to get into that mammoth and just basically start doing the domino effect. I roll a 3-1-1. This motherfucker didn't want to charge shit. He was faking it. He was faking it the whole goddamn like, ha ha ha, I can't believe you fell for that. The hell, Koopa. All right, so these guys are all boom, 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 get in. It was pretty big charges there. The boar boys are moving up because they're getting a little froggy. My K-Pack's moving up because I'm getting a little froggy. Zod is fine. I could have moved more aggressively on the right flank, but what I was trying to do was basically just keep my magic focused on one unit at a time. Like you can see, he already has 2 units fleeing, so I don't have to worry too much about it right now, about these units, right? But I need to focus what I can on the mercs, get rid of the mercs, and then focus on the bruisers. The Cogonized Legacy does scare the shit out of me, by the way. Alright, Magic, got a 7 on the Flux. Go ahead and do a Pyro Flow into his bruisers. I end up doing 2 wounds there. Go ahead and bring the pain off here, and it barely goes off. I think he tries to stop it, and I get it by like 1. Over here, shooting. I shoot into his Tuskers, get a single wound off onto his Tuskers. Over here, close combat. I think the impact hits only kills 1 guy, but he ends up putting a wound on my Tusker. He ends up putting 3 wounds onto Ruckus, and 1 wound onto the troll. So he ends up doing 5 wounds. Okay? But right now, just raw combat res. I got a charge, a rank, a flank, a big flank, and then I'm about to do a shit ton of wounds. So I kill, I want to say 9 wounds. Yeah, 9 wounds, 10 with the guy who got hit with the impact hits, and 10 or 11. He's going to run. Now, I have the choice. I can run with the trolls straight back, or I can run into the flank of his bruisers. I said, fuck it. I'm going to roll with the flank of the bruisers. And part of my goal here was either A, Ruckus is going to get into the bruisers, which that wasn't too far. It looks like 10 inches, roughly. That's a 7. Holy shit. 7 or 8. Anyways, I go ahead and I overrun. I'm going to see what I had to skim ahead to see what happened with Ruckus. Ruckus did make it in. Boom! Into the flank of there. I don't have a picture of it right away. But you can see I let the trolls run this way, chase the mercs. I think I didn't even try to let them. It's just that their leadership is 4, so they're just like, blah, 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 just chasing along. The chariot sits back. The chariot's actually kind of getting himself in a better position. Over here, close combat, he ends up doing 1 wound. I end up I think killing off 2. He flees, but he doesn't flee that far, and then he rallies on his turn. Turn 2. Ogre cons. Ogres. He's going to charge here into my grotlings. Okay, the bruisers are stuck in combat. His mercs do fail the rally. They do continue running. His tribesmen and his mammoth do rally. Okay. He goes ahead and he puts Break the Spirit here on my boar boys. Now, I don't have to charge my boar boys, but I really want to see what they can do because they haven't done much in any game, period. Alright. Over here, close combat, impact this. He just destroys my freaking grotlings. Grotlings had no chance. Over here, he ends up doing another couple wounds onto Ruckus. But Ruckus does kill off 1 guy. Now, Ruckus has a charge flank, a big flank, and I think 3 wounds. I think he did Banner, 2 ranks, BSB, and a wound or 2, so it's basically a push. Now here comes the interesting part. He has to reform, right? Or he doesn't have to, but if he reforms, he's going to be facing Ruckus. There's not much I could do. I told him this. We had this conversation in the game. Basically, he doesn't know what's the most beneficial. Now, my trolls obviously can't go into them. Trolls are going to have to go towards the Tuskers or the Grotlings or whatever they're called, right? But if the trolls don't get out of the way, the chariot can't charge it. Okay, savages are too far away to even do anything. So basically, he has an opportunity where he can just turn around, kill Ruckus, or he can just stay right there and worry about the savages charging in, which was a far charge. All right, he decides to turn towards Ruckus. All right, turn through, and I don't think this is a bad play because if he goes towards Ruckus, he doesn't have a big. I don't have a big flank, but I will about to have a flank. All right, turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn 3. I charge these guys, even with the Break the Spirit. Fuck it. Now I'm taking DTs in the ground. I'm taking DTs in the forest. And I end up losing 5 of my boar boys. They don't panic. But I really feel stupid for charging in and just killing off 5 of my boar boys. That was so stupid. I go ahead and charge Zod in, and I charge the trolls. Trolls get into the Tuskers. Zod was charging, I think, the Tusker back there. If it wasn't the Tusker back there, it was the Grotlings. I did not charge the K-Pack. I thought about charging the K-Pack, but I just was like, no, let the trolls do it. The trolls do a better job, right? So I got into the flank with the boar boys. I get in with the trolls. I charge the one chariot, the orc chariot, into his bruisers, and I get into his flank there. Basically, my BSB's unit and my savages are just kind of watching the objective. And I even think Koopa went on the left side. You can't even see it in this picture, but I think Koopa went into the tribesman over there. Yes, he did. And that's how the table looks. I go ahead and Zod failed his charge. Magic got a 6 on the flux. And I go ahead and I give these guys flaming swords. This is really important for me to break this Tusker unit. Tuskers are just a pain in the ass. Alright, so I think we're into combat because I don't think there's much to shoot at. Combat. My boar boys get punked. They lose a wound here. Yeah, they take a wound here. But between the boar boys and the trolls, I end up doing 6 wounds to these guys, or even 5. He did kill off one of my trolls. It looks like he did 3 wounds total. So I have a charge, a flank, 6 wounds, which puts me at 8 combat res. Okay, he's done 3 wounds on one side and 1 wound on the other. He's down by 4 and a banner, so he's down by 3, but he holds on a not a steadfast, but he holds on a check there, which means they're just gonna stay there. It's not a horrible position, but it's not a great position to be fair. Over here, close combat. Like I said, Ruckus ends up killing off 1 more, but the chariot kind of punks another couple guys with the impact hits. Looks like I did 6 wounds. He's going to be steadfast, but again, like I said, it's going to waste his turn. He's going to be stuck there for a turn. And, yeah. Over here, Koopa ends up taking 1 wound. Koopa goes back and kills off like 1 or 2 guys. I think I killed a champ, to be fair. And then, Koopa's just going to hold that unit up there. Let's go start off turn 3. My turn or his turn? I think it's his turn. Turn 3, Ogre Cons. Ogre Cons, turn 3. He doesn't have much to charge. He's moving his fucking mammoth around. The Mercs rallied, alright? And there's not much to do other than that. So he's going to go ahead and do magic. Magic got a 5 in the flux. Goes ahead and he does Children Umi on his guys. They do punk my orc chariot. He's looking this way at my savages. Alright. Over here, he ends up killing off 2 more boar boys, and these boar boys are trash. They are just straight trash. The trolls are going to hold there. They're going to continue to put wounds through. I'm holding a steadfast. I actually think I lose combat here. Just the sheer amount of attacks from this fucking Tusker unit is just ridiculous. The boar boy, though, does run away. The fucking Grotlings are still alive somehow. I don't understand it. Over here, Koopa ends up finishing off this whole tribesman unit that just ran off the table, and he turns around. It's going to be turn 4, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn 4. Koopa, who is on a hill, is charging downhill into those bruisers that are now looking at my savages and Zod. Alright, Koopa, you are a bastard. Koopa gets in, my savages go in, and my general goes in. Now, I know you guys are like, you're not maximizing right. Man, this is the only way I could get into the charges. My savages couldn't crisscross. My savages couldn't... I think there was people in the way. I think Zod couldn't clear otherwise because he had to go around the troll. So, savages only touch one guy. That is insane. That is insane. Puts him in a really shitty spot here. The Boar Boy does not rally. The K-Pack does not take the bait because he put another trap in the field. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I don't need to worry about it. I can just shoot from here. Yeah. Magic, I got a 1 on the flux. Go ahead and I put... doesn't look like I put much on my unit. And actually, this is the last picture of the game. I tried to do the rerolls to hit, did not get it off. I tried to do Flaming Sword, I think I do get it off. The trolls in the background, you could barely make it out, but the trolls basically killed his Tuskers. They made him run, and the trolls chased. Okay, so the trolls are looking at his 2 mercs. I think that's about it. Okay, General Zod, I go in here, and I actually should probably go back a couple pictures, so ignore me here. I go in, and it doesn't matter. If I challenge with... I don't remember who challenged or who didn't challenge. If he challenges with his general, I have either Koopa, a champ, Zod to take it. If he does with his champ, same 3, right? So I think he doesn't even bother challenging. I think he wants to kill Zod, right? I'm okay with that. I'm going in, and I'm just like, gonna fuck up enough bruisers where these motherfuckers run through everything and basically run off the table or die from dangerous terrains. Okay, so Koopa goes in, Zod goes in. I think he declines the challenge, and basically I just start wiping out bruisers with Koopa and the savages. My general ends up killing one of the characters in the front, or it could have been the champ. Basically what happens is he's just down to his 4 characters left. That's it. That is it. The 4 characters left. They are going to flee from battle. It looks like I killed 15 wounds before he got a chance to swing. Okay? So he ends up doing 3 wounds onto Zod. I think that was with Kagadai's Legacy, but it wasn't enough to kill Zod. I have a charge, flank, big flank, 3 ranks, banner, and then I have 15 wounds, which puts me at like 22 or something like that to his 4. I destroy him. He's going to run, and I have him run through all their bullshit. I think the Mammoth stays there, but I think Koopa's going to run into the Mammoth, and then we just call the game. I did catch his unit. I believe Zod caught his unit, and he was just like, yeah, we could just call it there, because all he has left is this Mammoth, 2 mercs, and a running Tusker. Yeah, we just call the game there. It was a big Orcs and Goblin victory. Big Orcs and Goblin victory. Let's hear what CJ has to say.
You know what, CJ? We didn't even do the points bets.
No, we didn't.
I think it's kind of obvious, though.
Yeah. No, it's 20-0. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Anyways, how'd you feel, buddy?
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, love driving all the way down here to play you again, you know?
Yeah, we did drive like 11 or 12 hours, and Joel sped the whole goddamn time, all right?
Oh, you know, so did Fergus, let's be honest.
But Joel went 90 miles an hour the whole ride.
Oh, that sounds like Joel.
Yeah, and he shaved off like a good 2 hours. But
I swear, fucking Fergus was going 90, 95 too. You know?
That was crazy, but like the whole time.
Yeah. After we got out of Chicago, you know?
I can understand like good strips.
Yeah.
But damn, like he went through a fucking city like, wow.
What city? You know?
Kansas City.
So we didn't have to stop the piss, right?
We did stop a couple times to piss. But we still shaved off 2 hours. Anyways, but the point is, we drove all that time just to play each other when I could drive to someplace in southern Illinois that I don't know the name of.
I'm not in southern Illinois. I'm still in Cook County.
Oh, you're in Cook County?
Yeah, I'm 5 minutes south of Fergus, remember?
Yeah, see, I don't even know where Fergus is. He's in Beverly or some shit.
No, he lives in the city. He lives on the south side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's so far south.
He lives in Marina Park.
You know, Fergus gets angry at me because he's like, James, how come you're not repping WCW? I've never been WCW.
They're wearing the WCW shirt.
See, I already have my own shit, man. I'm the Presidente, man. I'm the Presidente. Anyways, I'm sorry, man. Let's talk about the game. How do you think the game went?
Unfortunately, things went, they went away. Not the way I wanted.
The early charge from Koopa was kind of
Was kind of nuts.
crucial. Yeah.
Really got me over on a lot of things there.
Yeah.
I run for him just to fail it too.
So my brother plays Ogres. Yep. And I tell him, don't let people flank you. That is the downfall of Ogres. Is if you get flanked, it's just, that's it. Besides that, everything else, I mean, you have a solid list. You really do have a scary list. It's a lot of meat. It's a lot of bodies.
A lot of meat and potatoes.
And a lot of people can't handle that much meat.
Yep.
But,
Fortunately, you're one of the few lists that can come
well, my list is changing.
Oh, who would have guessed? You know?
I know, right?
It's going to double in bodies?
What?
Double in bodies?
Double in bodies? What?
Double in bodies? Double in bodies?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting at least 120 orcs.
Oh, sweet mother of man.
Well, now you know how it feels when there's a lot of meat on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you guys go out yesterday?
We went to Bite Me Barbecue. It was alright.
Alright.
It was alright.
We went to this Chinese buffet across the street,
Oh, yeah?
and it was such a gamble. Like, we don't know if what we were eating was bad or good. It was such a gamble. Everything was like, that could give you diarrhea, or that could be really delicious.
Well, I'm sure you'll feel it on the way home. Just like when I was coming home from Buckeye battles, I mean, we all went out to some joint, and I had to stop every 15 minutes because, whew.
I'm gonna cut the video. It's long already. I'll see you. Thanks for the game, CJ.
Oh, thank you, James.
Like CJ said, though, man, it does suck that he came out 10 hours. It was a 10 to 11 hour drive. And he ended up playing both Jesse and I. So I do feel for CJ. There is a thing, I don't know if Wicked did it, but there's a thing where if you're like in the same team or same group, you could avoid playing each other for the first few rounds. But like I said in the video, I don't even recognize myself as WCW because even though I am a Chicago guy, I don't tend to. I just tend to do my own thing, man. I think there was a Buckeyes. I want to say it was the Buckeyes that won, where Juice Crew represented, and Juice Crew to me is the people I play the most. So those are the people I don't want to play the most. You know what I mean? I'd rather play new people or people that I don't play that often. Like I said, CJ, even though he's a Chicago guy, he lives maybe under an hour from me, but I've only played him twice this year. You know? Whereas if I played against John or even Phil Carl, I probably played John twice this week. So, anyways, guys. As for my army list, let me go over that real quick. I do have this ready ahead of time. Koopa was the MVP. Koopa took 2,800 points, 2,855 to be exact. 2,855 is huge in points. Huge. I mean, he got a tribesman unit. He ended up helping kill the general, the BSB, and the 2 wizards, as well as the bruiser block. So Koopa took 2,800. Savages and Zod got part of that. They get 2,100 apiece. And then outside of that, the trolls took 826. Killing the Tuskers and killing the Mercs. The Boar Boys really didn't do much. They ended up getting 240 points, but they ended up running away by then. That's my fault for running with what was that called? The fucking Dangerous Train spell, whatever it's called. And my new guy, my Savage Ramshackle. He ended up getting 456 points. It's actually one of the higher ones after the Trolls and Ruckus is the Ramshacker. So, besides that, in the big picture, I ended up, Koopa's right now in the lead. Pretty big lead, 4,100 to the Savages, 33. Zod is at 3, and then the Baxter's at 21, and then there's a couple 15, 1400s, and then it goes down to under 1,000. I have one more round for Wicked GT. I'm trying to get it to you guys ASAP, so that way I don't have to worry about any videos on my way to ETC. I just kind of, come back and do my videos. I will not be attending Buckeyes. That has been brought up a couple times. People asked me last night and a couple days ago. I am not attending Buckeyes, unfortunately, due to the fact that the ETC chose to stay with the old book, and Buckeyes is going with the new book. It's just no point for me to go to Buckeyes. I'm not going to be able to play with the list that I need to, and honestly, at this point, I think me and Jesse already made up our minds and our decision on it. So at this point, we're just going to save the money It sucks because I really enjoy Buckeyes. I know it's a new venue this year too, so the new venue would probably be pretty cool to go to. I do enjoy going to Buckeyes because it's the biggest American tournament and the tournament that you get I get to see a lot of my friends. You know what I mean? But outside of that, it's just not has no value with the flip flopping of the rules. My last round opponent, and this does push me back up to the top. I don't know exactly how far up I got on this. Let's go to the rankings. End of round 4. My brother did lose big against Durham. He did, which pushed Durham to 6th place. Joe Flint is hovering at 4th place. Joe Flint, I think he's going to finish up on the top 3. And then it pushed me to 8th place. So I'm in 8th place, and I thought I was going to have to fight Euron because Euron's next. But what ended up happening was, I think how it goes is, I played O'Brien, and Euron has played Siegborn, so it swapped us. And I am playing Siegborn, where Euron's playing, I think, O'Brien. So that's how that's going to happen. So the guy from Norway, who came out all the way over here, ended up fighting me in round 5. And the funny part is, this is actually the second time I've actually fought Siegborn. That's pretty fucking funny to me. Anyways, guys, I'll go over that game next. Hope you guys have been enjoying my Wicked coverage. If you guys have any comments or feedback, leave it down below. I always like to hear back what you guys have to say. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. I enjoyed making it. Until next time, take care and